So in my yesterday's video, I had shared about the communication tips which are actually the practical. You can relate with that words, but if somehow our native language is not English, at that time what we used to practice is basically I am explaining in my today's video. So hey my dear friends, let's move to tips number 2 is that make a call instead of texting to others. In today's world where we are used to edit our text, read it again and then rephrase it, it makes us underspeak and to overthink. And somehow these things making slow in our real time. And let me tell you something very important that real conversation does not give us edit button. We have to manage our tone, we have to active in listening all things at the same time in real time. And that's why I'm saying that when you pick one person, at least one person to call, okay, talk to them in English, start your conversation, make outrageous jokes and whatever you want to speak in English. My dear friends, these things sharpen your muscle to conversate clearly. So in this busy world, basically this habit is practical, which we can do, which we can perform to make our conversation very faster and speak like a magnetic communicator. But my dear friends, if our English is weak and we are trying to get fluency in our English speaking, at that time we can take this step and make your habit and do this for at least 7 days only. On day 7 you will realize shift in yourself. That's it. Let's move to our next habit, that is desensitize yourself to rejections. Good communicator once had taken the risk. My dear friends, they will make the joke, they will take the risk and say the unexpected things. They will make bold joke and speak the unconventional opinions also. As a result, they will be more themselves than the room asked for. And somehow people like us lean to them, listen to them carefully. But what about us? We hold back ourselves, we edit even before starting our conversations. And what happens most of the time, we don't share our real opinions. Most of the time, we do this. We deem ourselves down to safe, palatable, and to the boring version of ourselves who we are in real. Because somehow our back of mind says what will they think and how she is like this. And this is called the fear of counter reaction, fear of being judged, which I had already shared in my one of videos. When we are fear of being judged, at that time it's like gunk sitting on our real personality. Believe me, world does not end. Our nervous system update its threat assessment. The fear gets smaller and the risk starts feeling exciting. Instead of terrifying, these risk feels exciting. My dear friends, it's a very common solution which we have to try basically to remove our fear of being judged. So I'm here and saying this, desensitize yourself to rejections. What will happen? The gunk starts to lift and your real personality starts to shine. My dear friends, these two solutions I am saying just to make your communication very as a magnetic communicator to speak in English. And these things just do for 7 days. By the day 7 you will realize, absolutely you will see a biggest change in yourself. And basically I am saying that the goal is not to become a different communicator, the goal is just to become more fully yourself. Yes, the line which you had heard is true. Try to become more yourself, who you are. That's why then only we can start communicating in a real manner. And basically, when our native language is not that same as the audience are, at that time we have to practice ourselves. and we have to do some effort consistently. That's why I'm here and recording this video, because I am also practicing to gain fluency in my English speaking. My dear friends, this was the video for fluency in English communication. Okay, so hopefully you had related with my words. Let's meet in my upcoming video. Till then, and take care. Bye bye, and keep moving forward.